Hey, what's up everyone? Daniel Kaiser here, and we are just 15 minutes away from the live global VGX stream coming your way from Los Angeles. But before we head out west, I am here in beautiful Montreal to visit with IDOS and give you an inside look at one of the most highly anticipated games of 2014, Thief. So let's get out of the cold, get inside, and talk to the game's creators. All right, gang, I am joined now by Stefan Waugh, producer on Thief, and thanks so much for joining us. We're really excited to learn all about this game. Obviously, the franchise has some deep roots going all the way back to 1998. So for those that are unfamiliar with Thief, tell us all about it.
We are working very hard every day to respect the franchise, the DNA, the root of Thief, the original. But at the same time, we really want to talk to this new generation of player. We really want to bring you in our universe, and it's really the fantasy to be a master thief. So it's really, I think, a unique experience in the gaming industry. You're not a soldier, you're not that big guy, you're really there where you should not. You want to have information, to see stuff. So this is where we work very, very hard to create this immersion. Let's say I want to do a pickpocket with the first person. I'm really close of you. I can almost smell you. It brings you in this game. Also, yes, you are going to have a bow, you're going to have a blackjack, but on the production floor, we used to say that is the more powerful tools, it's the ends, you know? So this is really, really important for us, and you're going to see them a lot in-game.
Ever since the first trailer, we've seen the peeking mechanic. Tell us all about that and how it got implemented into the game.
Yes, I love this mechanic because you're going to see and hear stuff that you should not. And with this feature, you are really in this feeling. The immersion is just great because it's no noise and it lets you progress through your target. So I think that all the team, you know, all the animation, the camera, the effects, everything is tight. And the feature is working very well.
Awesome. I know one of the core mechanics of the game is that play on light and shadow, and there's a mechanic, the light gem, that is in the game to help, you know, signify your presence within the game world. Talk about its importance and relevance throughout not only the story, but just the experience that you have gameplay-wise.
All right, so this game, shadow is your best friend. Like I said, you want to be there, you want to be able to see stuff that you should not hear, information. So if you're in the shadow, the player should feel powerful. In the light, you have to move quickly, you have to make sure to watch around you, to make sure that nobody will see you. So like you said, bottom left, we have this, what we call the light gem. So if it's white, you're in the light, so be careful. Make sure you do no noise and be quick. At the same time, we don't want to force you to play with this type of gameplay and that's it. We really want, it's your game, so you can play it like you want. So yes, shadow is your friend, but if you are more an aggressive player, that's okay. But in a thief way, you're not a soldier, so if you go in the middle of the room and you know, like this, and you're all right, come on, you should die, you know? I mean, you don't have this whole Kevlar protection, stuff like that. But if you want to, if you throw a bottle in the corner and you attract a guard in a dark corner, and after that you take down with your blackjack, after that from a kind of distance, use your bow and you do a headshot and stuff like this, this is possible. But at the same time, you can be a perfect ghost and nobody will see you. And if you want, you can finish this game without killing anybody. We have this feature that we call the focus. It's really linked to the story. At the beginning, there is a kind of big accidents happening and something happened. And after that, you have this feature, the focus. The focus will be really, really useful. So for example, you enter in a room and by using the eye, you are going to see what is interactive. You're going to see the NPC, let's say the frame on the wall and stuff like that. So it will help you to read the environment.
We're counting down to our live global VGX stream, which will feature an interview with Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé and a look at an upcoming Wii U game that you won't want to miss. But right now, I am joined by Thief narrative director Stephen Gallagher. Stephen, it is good to see you. Thanks for having us out.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, thanks.
Story has always played a big role in the Thief franchise, so set the stage for the story in this particular game.
Okay, well, the story of Thief revolves around a man called Garrett. Garrett's the master thief, the best at what he does. He's the dry anti-hero of the story. Now, Garrett's old friend and fence, Basso, actually sends him out on this big job, the biggest of his life. And Garrett's somewhat surprised when he goes out on this job to see a face from the past. A young girl called Erin used to be a protege of his, but because of differences, Erin likes to kill. Garrett's the master thief, the clue is in the name. He doesn't kill unless he has no other choice. So they go out on this big job, and without any spoilers, something particularly goes wrong. You know, Garrett's basically knocked unconscious, doesn't know what's happened, and then he's finds himself coming back into the city. Things have changed. You know, everywhere he looks on the streets, there's oppression and death from the Baron and the Watch, and he's obviously very confused. And when he goes to see Basso, he discovers he's been away for a year, and something happened, something odd. You know, this is what the story is. The game and the player is going to play and get pulled into this world and like uncover what's going on. You know?
There's a lot of layers to this story, and you briefly touched on some of the factions that we'll experience in the game. Outline a little bit about the factions and what we can expect. There are different motivations in the world of Thief.
Yeah, I mean, any good story has good conflict, right? So, I mean, we see it as the politics versus the people. The Baron and the Baron's Watch are the oppressive, you know, the dictator, the authoritarian side of this, where the Baron has this vision for the future, if you will, but it's at the price of the people. On the other side, of course, as the people start to rebel against this dictatorship, they gather behind a sympathetic voice, the voice of a man called Orion. So between these two political factions, basically, Garrett only gets himself into trouble by accepting jobs and opening up different cans of worms as he goes along the way.
We're just a few minutes away from the live global stream of VGX, featuring huge premieres from games like Titanfall, Quantum Break, and South Park: The Stick of Truth. Now, Stefan, the fantasy of being a thief comes with a lot of choice. You guys are presenting players with the opportunity to approach situations from a variety of ways. So maybe give us an example of what we can expect.
For example, we have this mission. It's you have to infiltrate the architect mansion. It's the architect of the city, and you have to steal a blueprint to give you access to another part of the city. I think, if I remember well, there is, I think, 4 different ways to go in the mansion. So it's really up to you. Basically, we have infiltration, so you want to go in the dimension. After that, you are looking for blueprints, so we talk about infiltration, stealing, and after that, you have to get out, so escaping.
I know in the Thief franchise, difficulty is always something that is associated with the game. How have you addressed difficulty in terms of making sure that it is accessible, but also appealing to the hardcore who love this franchise from its roots?
You are going to be able to customize your game. So even if it's easy, medium, or hard, if you want, if a guard detects you, if we see you, you want to be mission failed, you can customize it and turn on the switch, and you're going to be mission failed. So you will be able to have a lot of combinations. Until the completely crazy mode, like if you failed somewhere, you're going to restart the game. So can you imagine that you're almost at the end of the game and a guy see you or you die and you restart at the beginning?
Wow.
So I told you, with all these switches, all the combination you can do with the easy, medium, hard, I mean, everybody will be able to find what they are looking for.
And you mentioned a few of the items there that you encountered. What is the actual process of acquiring items in Thief?
Right, so during the game you will be able to visit a shopkeeper, and there you will have access to different equipment, upgrade and stuff like that. So I told you there is a lot of loot in this game. Obviously you're a thief, so these loot are really useful because you're going to have gold for this, and with gold you are going to buy different type of arrow, upgrade your personal material, your bow and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So if you're aggressive, probably you're going to pay a lot for these really powerful arrows. Mm-hmm. A more stealth player will give his gold for an upgrade to help him to be a more silent. Mm-hmm. It's your game. Again, I repeat it, it's really your game, so play it like you want, and I will not tell you I'm going to give you more gold because you go in on left and not on the right.
Right.
It should be fair for any type of player.
So obviously one of the main components of Garrett's arsenal is his bow and arrow, and there's a variety of arrows that you'll come across in the game. So give us some examples of the type of experiences we can expect.
I like the water arrow, water and fire arrow, because it's fun to, water arrow you can extinguish a torch, for example, creating your own shadow path. We have the blunt arrow, we call it. This you're going to have a lot. You cannot kill with it. It's really a weak arrow, but it's really, 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 really powerful for distraction. The rope arrow will give you access to different, different access of the city of your mission. We decided to bring it back because a lot of people were asking about it. So opportunistic player will probably invest a little bit with the powerful arrow, upgrading his quiver, making sure that his equipment will do less noise, so buying new shoes and stuff like this.
So Stefan, I know that one of the things you guys implemented into the game was something called the City Hub that centralizes some of your objectives. So tell us a little bit about that.
So in your hideout, before going in your next mission, if you want, you can visit the city. This is where we call it the City Hub. I really love this section because there is plenty of secrets, side quests, different type of jobs you can find. You can go in houses. Some people will talk together. By listening and conversation is going to give you a new objective that if you don't pay attention, a player won't have this objective. So if you're curious and you listen, you're going to have more to do. So I really, really like it because it's pure fun. It's just exploration.
The city itself is pretty much a character, and the setting and everything we've seen from the artwork and trailers is just dripping with atmosphere. How important was this setting in terms of telling this type of story and making sure that it had a life of its own?
Yeah, the city's really important to me because the thing about Garrett as a character is he's very insular, so he doesn't have a lot of friends, if you look at it that way. He sees the city as his own. It's probably one of the things that he's closest to in the entire game. So we actually really wanted the player to be able to, you know, look, feel, touch, smell, and kind of emotionally react to this place that you live in, finding all the secrets and digging up all the love stories lost, you know, and the backstreet murders, and the, you know, some of the happy things as well, you know, that you can dig out in this place.
So we've learned a little bit about Garrett and his companions, but what about some of the other colorful characters that exist in this world of Thief?
Yeah, sure. I mean, over the course of the story, Garrett does meet a few others. For instance, there's the mysterious old lady named the Queen of Beggars. She lives out in this old chapel. There's a lot of rumors about her. If you go to the bar and have a drink, you'll hear somebody whispering about she's as old as the city itself. Nobody knows where she came from. And of course, there's Garrett's natural nemesis as the Master Thief. He needs to be challenged, and the Baron's right-hand man is the Thief-Taker General. So the clues are in the name, right? The Thief-Taker General, who's the biggest prize in the city, is going to be the Master Thief. So the relationship between Garrett and the Thief-Taker General is of course quite a hot one. The player's going to have some fun following that through the game as well.
I understand that today during VGX there's a trailer released for Thief that will give people tracking the story a little bit more insight into what you guys are delivering, correct?
Yeah, I would suggest you watch that trailer closely. It's being released today. It's, there's something in there that I think might pique your curiosity. On the Thief development team, we're always looking for ways to you know, change the circumstance, freshen it up a little bit. Thief's also been famous historically for having something in that that fans could really kind of connect to and say, hey, do you remember that mission?
Okay gang, we are just moments away from the live global VGX stream featuring world premiere trailers from the likes of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Broken Age, and Tom Clancy's The Division. We're gonna head to LA in just a few moments, but before we do, Stefan, I understand you have some exclusive information about the companion app for Thief, so tell us all about it.
You're right, so companion app will be a great experience if you want to have the total, you know. So there is two phases of this. The full app, it's connected with the game. So when you play, all your personal stats, for example, will be in the app. Also, there is a lot of information in this game, and the background story is really important. So we are going to be able to read a lot of newspaper and notes and stuff like that. We have also leaderboards that you are going to have also on the app. So while you play, we are going to update all these information. And the light version is really useful because it's going to be available this month before the release of the game.
Right.
So with this light version, it's free, and we are going to have all the bio for the main characters, background story, the trailers, the news and stuff like that. So before the game, we are going to, you know, give you more information about what you're about to play. And at the release February 25 and 28 for the rest of the world, you're going to have the full connected application with all your stats and stuff like this. We have been able also to have a great partnership with, for example, IGN will be in charge of the wiki of the app. Dark Horse will work on digital comics, and also Prima Games are going to work with us for the maps, the guide.
So I understand you guys partnered up with GameStop to deliver exclusive access to the full version of the app, correct?
Correct. So if you go in any GameStop to pre-order the game, we're going to give you the full connected application on Android, and also the soundtrack of the game, plus a specific and unique mission that we call the bank heist. So all these package will be for you if you pre-order the game at GameStop.
Excellent. Well, if you have an appetite for one of the most highly anticipated games of 2014, that definitely sounds like a great way to go about it. So thanks so much for having us out here to IDOS Montreal to take a look at Thief. We really appreciate your insight and taking a look at the game. That's going to do it from here in Montreal, because right now we're heading out to Los Angeles. VGX starts right now.